This is C.R.P.H.A, humanitarian and citizen advocate. For those who have not seen the speech, even online, or be that, of course, the state address, if you will, or information from Gavin Newsom, the California governor, he plans to cut back on a number of things, plus close a certain number of state prisons. Now, on the safety factor, that is a big, big bad move. Obviously, Gavin wants to have more death counts in the state of California than he does with the safety factor of every citizen in the state of California. And plus, I've written him already once in stating that he should drop and literally get rid of the sanctuary city and state status that Jerry Brown implemented after he went behind closed doors and went through legislative loopholes of Prop 39 and changed the school funding, which was Prop 39, to the high tax plan. And little did anybody know that the high tax plan was passed under Prop 39, which everybody thought that they were about to have the school funding of Prop 39 passed. But yet, little did anybody know again that Jerry Brown went behind closed doors and changed it to the high tax plan. He didn't give a damn about our youth's education, obviously, as much as he claimed on those damn commercials that he advertised Prop 39 under for the California school funding. Now we have another idiot, and as I said before, I'm 100% behind of getting Gavin Newsom out of office. He's not. He's big time poison for California, much like Jerry Brown was, and still is. Gavin doesn't know how to run a state properly. He thinks that we're in stage two. We're not. And on top of that, the CDC is being sued because the CDC has been BSing the American people, especially when it comes to this current pandemic. From what I've heard, I haven't heard too much of it on that aspect. Um, but the one thing is that Gavin doesn't know how to run the state properly. Thereby, Gavin doesn't realize that if he closes state prisons, it doesn't matter what the number is. We will still have first time offenders, mid time offenders, third time offenders, second time offenders, fourth time offenders, fifth time offenders. It's more than astronomical of offenders, and they will be either released or having those little bracelets that people can cut right off easy. Those ankle bracelets, right? People can easily cut those things off and then go on a fucking killing spree. Obviously, that's why I said Gavin obviously wants a death count, a high death count in California of innocent citizens in the state of California. He wants that on his conscience while he's in office. He doesn't give a damn, just like Pelosi and Schumer don't give a damn about the American people. Gavin has thought that if we close a certain number of the prisons, He's refusing to say of how many or what locations. But he doesn't. He's refusing to fucking realize and not even check, logically check, if we are going to get if we're going to get rid of the overcrowding, we need to keep every prison open, or the overcrowding is going to be more than astronomical, which means more and more, even first, third, and fifth, and seventh, and other multi numbers, and double digit numbered offenders will be released because of overcrowding, and it's been done before in other states as well. And that right there shows that Gavin doesn't give a damn about if there is going to be a death count in California. And it doesn't matter even if it happens in Modesto, San Rafael, Folsom, Dublin, Pleasanton, Stockton, Sacramento, Citrus Heights, Hayward, LA, San Francisco, Oakland. I can go on. Sacramento, Elk Grove, Davis, Eureka, Livermore, Tracy, Gavin. You either keep all prisons open or have a death count of innocent people on your conscience while you're in office, and when you are out of office, whether you're taken out by constitutional force or not, or even if you voluntarily step down, it will still be on your conscience, Gavin Newsom. So you better keep prisons open. And Gavin, I'm still waiting to see if you want to talk with me, because I can talk with you and I'll tell you exactly what needs to really be done for the state of California and in the state of California for our youth as well as for the American people within the state of California. And I can do the same thing when it comes to Donald J. Trump, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and the other idiots in the Democratic Party outside of Trump's administration. And I'm more than willing to do that because I know a lot more than Nancy Pelosi realized, and I know more than what Chuck Schumer is admitting. He doesn't know as much as he claims. Obviously, he's only grasping at straws. But so are you, Gavin. You're grasping at straws a lot, equal as much, if not more, like Arnold Schwarzenegger was when he was governor. When he a little after he was voted in by popularity vote into the California's governor seat, and yet he screwed up the transportation funding by dipping his hand into it, which basically showed he didn't know how to run a damn state either, because he only knows one thing and one profession only, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is only good in that. He's been famous for it for more than a number of years, and he's still popular for that. But he's not popular for being a state governor. Even if he's gotten like certain things of saying, okay, do this or do that, do this or do that, instead of using his own mind to know what's more beneficial for the American people in the state of California, he went ahead and done what he was suggested to do, obviously, by the wrong party, being, of course, in this case, the Democratic Party. Gavin, you are very, very, very stupid. You are smarter in the mayor seat to a certain extent and to a certain length. But in the governor seat, you don't know hell from high water. Therefore, you do not know how to run a state. You do not know how to govern a state properly, to where the state of California's legal citizens are more than 100% safe and healthy, and where our youth is more than highly educated. And here's the other one, ladies and gentlemen. Gavin doesn't know that he could have easily put the 2021 educational budget aside in a particular spot where it wouldn't be able to be touched till such time of 2021, of say January to start with, which basically means he used a at least about maybe 70 to 80% of it in accordance to this pandemic, which means that he has to use our tax dollars to reassess it, reinitialize it, rebuild it, reorganize it. And he doesn't know, again, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, American people, that there's ways to where you could put the 2021 budget of education and many other things, especially when it comes to public safety, aside where it's not to be touched, no matter what. Yet he doesn't have the knowledge or intelligence for that type of shit, which basically also shows he has no idea of how to run a state. Gavin, you need to fucking get the fuck out of the office voluntarily. Gavin Newsom, the current California governor, you need to get the fuck out of the office of governor. You do not know how to run a state or be that, of course, governor state at all. You're grasping at straws a lot, a lot more similar to um, Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown didn't know how to govern a state without using his personal emotions, even towards the opposing party, instead of accepting the way that the American people voted in 2016. When Ronald Reagan was the governor of California, more than several years ago, he didn't use his personal emotions and feelings towards the opposing party, regardless of what what candidate was voted in the White House. But Jerry Brown used his personal emotions and feelings and what have you else towards Donald Trump, because Donald Trump was chosen by the people and he didn't like that. Guess what, Jerry Brown? You can't choose shit. You're not the important person in the whole entire fucking galaxy. Or even be that, of course, in this whole entire planet. You're not the only person that's the most important goldenrod type of idiot on the fucking face of the earth. So get over it. But back to you, Gavin. You need to keep the prisons open, even if you have to open more, or even have a number of more built to prevent overcrowding. And believe me, there's plenty of spaces you could do that. And also to do the educational thing for the prisoners, you can still do that while they still stay in prison, because you don't want to risk um, any mishaps or misoperations or miscommunications by the state's officers that are supposed to watch over every prisoner that even has those damn fucking ankle bracelets, because it will be on your conscience and you will not be able to sleep and if you have a conscience at all, or even if you have a heart at all. Thereby also, by closing the prisons, you're risking the American people's safety and our youth's safety, especially with those and with the number of those prisoners being pedophiles, children type predators. You need to realize, Gavin, you need to keep the prisons open. Do not close any of them. And you need to realize that you could have easily put the fucking 2021 educational budget and the public safety budget for 2021 especially aside to where it's not even touched. And that, yes, that's possible. So, Gavin, you have only 72 hours to change your change your fucking perspectives, because basically you don't know shit. Yes, we can still do educational things for our youth for this semester and the next semester within 2020. And yes, we could still keep people in prison without closing the damn prisons. And we can work you can work around without having to close the prisons, without having to affect any American taxpayer in the state of California. Or you're going to see a certain percentage of deaths on your conscience, whether you care or not. It's still going to be on your conscience, even spiritually. And nobody's going to forgive your fucking bullshit political actions, especially when it comes to a safety of a loved one that was not protected because of your illogical actions of closing certain number of prisons. It doesn't matter if it's a small number or a large number or a mid-sized number or any number for that matter. So, Gavin, if you want to talk to me, I can talk to you. I know how to get to the capital without having to take the transit, and I will meet you in your office if you ask. Just just write me a letter, invite me to it. You know my address. It's on you. I know that the governor's seat has a large number of people's addresses and newly revised addresses of where every citizen of California is. Even if you have to use a particular measure to go through the post office to get it, Gavin, you can do it. The post office will listen to the state governor. You ask for a certain address, they'll give it to you. And then once I see that letter, And be sure to leave a number, and I'll call you and make an appointment to meet with you in your office. Even if it's during this so-called pandemic, I can do it. As a humanitarian citizen, education, business, and disability advocate and health advocate, as I am since 2004, I will do exactly that. I will meet you, Gavin Newsom, in your damn office and talk to you and tell you straight out what you're doing wrong and what you're not doing wrong, or if anything, if you're doing anything wrong at all. But I can guarantee you there's going to be maybe more of a larger percentage of what you're doing wrong than what you're not. That's more than a fucking guarantee, Gavin Newsom. So, Gavin, what's your choice? Are you gonna write me to make an appointment to talk with you? Because, like I said, I can do it and I will do it. I will meet with you, Gavin Newsom. Just tell me the time and day, and be ready to hear what I have to say, face to face. I'm a very logical minded person, a lot more than you realize, Gavin. I'm also a very spiritual person. I'm a strong humanitarian type person. I would do a better job as governor than you, Gavin. I would not fucking bullshit around and kiss the liberal Democratic ass of Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and the other idiots. Even if I was in the Democratic Party, which I'm not, thankfully. But if I was, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have to answer or check with them to see should I do this or should I do that or should I do this or should I do that or what should I do, Nancy Pelosi? What should I do, Chuck Schumer? What would please you so I can kiss your ass more? I wouldn't do that. Obviously, that's what you're doing, Gavin, and it's very un-American. And also the fucking fact that you claim that we're on stage two. As I said earlier in this video, Gavin Newsom, that the CDC is being sued, from what I heard last. Because the CDC is BSing us even about this pandemic. The CDC is supposed to be one of the trusted federally funded agencies, or what have you else. Whatever the hell, it could be an agency. I don't really care, but nonetheless, it's supposed to be well trusted, even in positive support and care for and to all the American people all across the country of the United States of America, and including for and to our youth in this country, in every state, including California. But the CDC is BSing the American people currently, especially when it comes to this pandemic. Plus, your liberal Democratic Party is messing with the American people's minds. The liberal party's been doing that since Obama, even before. And you're still proud to be a liberal democratic jackass socialist jerk off, Gavin? Well, guess what? You're gonna get your just desserts when your time is up on this planet. Being that in the spiritual sense, if you make any wrong moves, even at current, especially when it comes to the public safety aspect of if you do close any number of the prisons, which means a release of a number of prisoners, and still at a risk of the public safety in the sense of putting the prisoners on lockdown in certain locations within any part of the county, of any county, in any residential area, even partial residential area that even has children around. And you think that, oh, the ankle bracelets worked before. Oh, no, they haven't. There's been a number of cases in the past number of years that have shown that the ankle bracelets, while being in lockdown in various locations and in residential areas and partial residential areas, that the the first, second, third, fourth, seventh, eighth, fifth, sixth, whatever number of offender or offenders in general, plural, have been able to sneak and cut the damn thing off, have the device still make the people think that the person is still there when really they're not. While in the case that the offender has gone around doing some major fucking illegal shit, and nobody knew it until it was done. And therefore, the city and county police department in every county that it's been done in has had to go to the calls and investigate even more. It's happened every year, even before the Night Stalker of the 1980s. You wanna be having that on your conscience, Gavin? Hmm? Of innocent bystanders, senior citizens, young teenage women, 20-year-old women, our youth at any age in harm's way because of your illogical idea of closing prisons, a certain number of the prisons, including blanketing the illegal immigrants. When I even wrote you to take down the damn fucking sanctuary city and state status, you still are in refusal of that, obviously, because it hasn't happened, obviously. And when the ICE police caught a number of people that were also known as illegals that caused a number of crimes due to the sanctuary status, the sanctuary city and state status policies, they had to release them. You call that a safety measure for the legal citizens to be safe, with the fact that an illegal caused a number of crimes and murders, and yet they still had to be released because of the sanctuary city and state policies required the ICE police to do so after they apprehended the dumbass. That right there shows that you don't give a damn about the American people, legal or otherwise, innocent, be that in our youth age range, our 20-year-old age range, our 30-year-old age range, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 age range, 98 age range, and any number of in any particular category of mother, parent, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, niece, nephew. I'm going to give you one last warning. Well, no, maybe not one last, but one warning, Gavin. You either step the fuck down, do not close any of the prisons, take down the sanctuary city and state status, or prepare yourself to hear me talk to you face to face once I talk with you face to face at the Capitol. And I'm not gonna, don't worry, I'm not gonna harm you. I don't harm people unless they try to harm me. Then I'll fucking kick your ass if you try to harm me. That's the way it works. I'm the person that defends, not the one that I'm not the aggressor. Anybody try to harm me, I harm them. Anybody try to go against me, I go against them. Anybody in this case, anybody who goes against the American people within the United States of America and the state of California, I go against them. Anybody goes against the American people and our youth, I go against the idiot, even in political offices. Anybody in political offices go against the American people, I go against them. And in this case, I've been going against the liberal, socialist, dumbass Democrats. And I will continue to do so until they fucking straighten up. I know many people say, "Well, that's never going to happen." That's a general possibility. That's why I'm no longer. That's why, and that's one of many reasons why I'm not a Democratic voter anymore. I was a Democratic voter in the 1990s, and I voted for Bill Clinton twice. The basic fact is that I will never go back to voting for the Democratic Party ever again. I'm 100% conservative, Republican voter, American citizen. For and about the people of the United States of America and the state of California, and for our youth in this whole entire country of the United States of America. And I will stay that. So, Gavin, get rid of the sanctuary city and state status. Do not close the prisons. Or you're going to have a number of death count on your conscience if you close any number of the prisons. Because I know a number of the prisoners will be released or try to get their or sneak their way out without anybody realizing shit. And it's been done before in other states, especially. And again, like I said, with that aspect, people will be the state will be getting lots of lives because of your illogical shit, Gavin. And step down, Gavin, because you do not know how to govern a state. You're grasping at straws, as I said. I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. As Kurt Angle on the WWF WWE has said, "Oh, it's true." So get this, Gavin. Step the fuck down out of the governor's seat of office right now. After you get rid of the sanctuary city and state status, deport the illegals, Do not close any of the prisons. Reinitialize the 2021 budget for public safety and our youth's education and many other aspects to it for 2021 to start with. Then step down. And if you refuse to, then hello, I can talk with you and I'll tell you why I say what I said. I'll tell you to your face. And I will say it in such a calm, rational way, guaranteed. And I'll tell you even more. You can ask me any number of questions, I don't care, and I'll tell you straight up. So, Gavin, you got 72 hours to decide. And I better hear from you soon, Gavin Newsom. This is C.R.P.H.A, humanitarian and citizen advocate, ladies and gentlemen, American people. If you have any questions on what I would directed Gavin Newsom about and told you American people, especially in the state of California, about, and if you want to know more, I will tell you more. If if not on the next video I do, which I'm not sure exactly when that will be, or you can ask me and I'll tell you straight out on C.R.P.H.A humanitarian and the C.R.P.H.A citizen advocate on Facebook pages as well. Have a good day. May Heavenly Father bless you all and Trump for 2020 for President of the United States of America. And I salute our troops, veterans, and the ones that were not able to make it home. I thank them for their service. And I'm saluting Donald J. Trump and Mike Pence. And I'm still voting for Donald Trump and Mike Pence. And also, everybody should know that Heavenly Father and our Savior is always with us, and even in this pandemic situation. Please stay safe and stay strong. Don't give up for any reason. Ladies and gentlemen, American people, have a good day.